Offer letters take HR managers 30 minutes to create manually. In this video, I'll show you how DoxFlowy cuts that down to under 2 minutes using one form submission. Manual offer letters have a real problem. The process depends on one person opening an old document, changing the right details, and catching every error before it reaches a candidate. That is a fragile system. One wrong figure in a salary field or a forgotten clause can create real problems. Multiply that across multiple hires in the same month, and the process starts consuming hours of work that doesn't actually require anyone's judgment to complete. By the end of this video, you'll have a setup where someone fills out one simple form and the offer letter generates itself with all the correct information already in place. Let's begin. We start by opening DoxFlowy and uploading your existing offer letter or create one from scratch in the editor. This becomes your master template. You're going to use it every time without having to manually edit it again. In the next step, we'll begin to add our dynamic fields. Now here's where it gets interesting. Instead of typing a candidate's actual name, you're going to place a tag where that information should go. DoxFlowy labels these tags and they look like this. You do this for every piece of information that changes from hire to hire: candidate name, job title, start date, salary, department. Each one should get a tag. When the form is submitted later, these tags pull in the correct information automatically. Think of them as placeholders that fill themselves in. On the right side of the screen, you'll also see roles. Roles define who interacts with the document. In this case, we have a manager role for the HR team filling in the details and a candidate role for the person receiving and signing. You'll want to assign tags to the right roles as you go. The next thing we'll be doing after our template is set up is configuring our document settings. DoxFlowy walks you to the Document Settings screen. Here, you can choose whether the candidate sees the completed document after submission, whether they can download a copy, and what the file is named. You can make the file name dynamic too, so each generated document is automatically named after the candidate. This keeps everything organized without any extra effort. In the next step, we get to build our intake form. DoxFlowy generates an intake form from the tags you placed in the template. Every tag becomes a question in the form. The form is organized by role. The manager section is what HR fills in before the document goes out: candidate name, title, salary, start date. When this form is submitted, every field in the offer letter populates automatically. You can also add logic to the form so that certain fields only appear when they're relevant. So if it's a contract role, it shows different fields than a full-time position. The document simply adapts with it. The next thing we'll be doing is setting up our post-submission actions. Once the form is submitted and the document generates, DoxFlowy asks what should happen next. Now you have a few options here. Send the document via email delivers it straight to the recipients you specify, using the tags to identify who gets what. Send for signing routes it directly to the candidate for their electronic signature. You can also send a notification to any email address you want to keep in the loop the moment the document is generated. The fourth option is the one worth paying attention to if your team uses other tools. The webhook option lets you send the filled form data in real time to other applications. So if you're using an HR platform, a CRM, or any other tool your team already works in, the candidate's information can flow there automatically the moment the form is submitted. Enable email delivery, send for signing, and if it applies to your setup, configure the webhook to push the data to wherever it needs to go. Once those are active, the offer letter goes from form submission to the candidate's inbox to signed and stored without anyone touching it manually. If you want to try this yourself, DoxFlowy has a free trial and you can have your first offer letter workflow running today. I'll leave the link in the description. If you found this useful, drop a like and subscribe. We'll be covering more document workflows just like this one.